Because when you are in the vicinity, your worship has the ability to move God so much that God will give water out of the rock. And the text says that when the people turned on them, they turned to the Lord and they removed themselves from the presence of the complaining people. And they went to the tent of meeting. They went to the place where they know the Lord speaks to them. They went to the place where they know they could get a word through to the Lord. They went to a place where they know the Lord could get a word through to them. They went to the tent of meetings and they fell on their face. Notice the people turned on them, but they turned to the Lord. They turned to the Lord and they worship. Let me tell you, here's how you combat worrying. Worship. Here's how you combat worrying. Worship. I know y'all looking for pastor. I need something big. I need something big. Well, let me tell you, your worship will bring forth water. Your worship has the power to bring forth water. Look at the text. The text says that while they were present in the presence of the Lord with their face to the ground, they're praying to the Lord. They're worshiping the Lord. The text says that the Lord started to speak. Have you worshiped long enough not just to talk to him, but to hear him talk back to you? They worshiped while everybody around them was worrying. They were in a good place. They were worshiping while everybody was talking about how evil this place was. They began to worship the Lord. And every now and then you've got to remove yourself from negative people so that you can get into the presence of a powerful God. They left the people where they were. Because there are some people in your life that don't know how not to complain. They have complained so long, they have worried so long that when they get in the presence of the Lord, they can't worship because they're too busy worrying. Would you look at your neighbor and tell them to stop worrying about that? It don't even matter what your that is. Stop worrying about that. If you could do something about it, you would have already done something about it. So why you still talking about what you can't do nothing about? Tell them to stop worrying about that. Some of y'all worried about your bills and you can't worship this morning. Some of y'all worried about what your coworker said, so you can't worship this morning. Some of y'all worried about what people got to say about living water that you can't worship, but you ought to separate yourself from the rest of the world and you ought to get into the presence of the Lord and worship. Tell your neighbor it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Can I tell you one last thing and then we out of here together? Moses and Aaron, they began to worship the Lord in the presence of his beauty and holiness. Tell somebody it's not that bad. Because when you are in the vicinity, your worship has the ability to move God so much that God will give water out of the rock. Okay, y'all read too fast and y'all be missing stuff. I mean, the text says, and the glory of the Lord appeared to them. And the Lord spoke and said, take your staff and assemble the congregation. Go back and get the same people that were talking about you and gather them together. And the rock, which rock, Lord? He said, it don't even matter to me. He said, the rock that you pick, that you look at. He said, I'll make that rock turn into Niagara Falls and bring water for all the people. Can I talk to somebody in here that needs to know that the Lord can make a water fountain in the midst of your wilderness? God knows how to bless you. Oh, okay. Y'all ain't impressed with God. Let me break it down. Listen, God said, whatever rock you choose, whatever hard thing you choose, he says, I'm going to make that hard thing bless the people around you. So while you messing around and you running from the hard stuff, the Lord said that the very rock in the hard place that you're running from is a rock that I'm going to make bless you. He said, whatever rock you look at. Tell your neighbor, whatever rock you look at. Whatever rock you look at, the Lord's going to bring forth water. Oh, you don't know what water means. Can I tell you what water means? The text says that whatever rock you look at, the Lord's going to make it bring forth water. Water represents life. So the people were really complaining that things were so bad because they didn't have no water. Translated into, they were complaining because they were alive but not living. How many of you gonna wake up in the morning and you gonna go to a job you hate? You gonna be alive but you're not living. How many of you gonna go to a home that you don't really like and you gonna be alive but you're not living? How many of you have a warm leg that you can rub while others wish they had one they can rub? You don't like them, you're alive but you're not living. How many of you are looking at your dreams and saying that I can't accomplish that because I don't have enough money? And the Lord is saying that whatever rock you look at, He said, I'm going to bring forth life out of that thing. And so you ought to go look at that hard thing and you ought to see life coming out of that. You ought to look at that hard relationship and you ought to see life coming out of that. You ought to look in the mirror and see your hard-headed self and say, God's going to bring some life out of this.